I'm very happy to open this year's Ardèche in what has been another significant year, both politically and in terms of party development. Since we gathered here last year, the All-Ireland and power-sharing political institutions have further bedded down. The DUP, under the new leadership of Peter Robinson, came to realise very quickly that the only basis on which the Good Friday Agreement's institutions can operate and work is on the basis of equality and partnership. There were undoubtedly attempts by some to pretend otherwise, to pretend they had not signed on for the mandatory coalition with Republicans, which they are now in. A significant negotiations throughout the summer months, ending with an agreement between ourselves and Peter Robinson, mapping out the way forward on transferring powers of policing and justice, was a stark reminder to those who hark back to the never days that political progress, like progress in the Assembly and the Executive, is dependent on Sinn Féin and on reaching agreement with us. There are clearly those who want to see a return to majority rule. There are even some who have convinced themselves that the current arrangements can lead them there. They are deluding themselves. Even if Mark Durkan has strayed onto the ground of ending the power-sharing demands of the Good Friday Agreement before being forced into a hasty retreat, the message to the little Craigavans on the DUP backbenches is very clear. Sinn Féin will not tolerate or allow any slippage from the Good Friday Agreement institutions. Power sharing with nationalists and Republicans on the basis of equality in institutions which are dependent entirely on the successful operation of the All-Ireland architecture is the only way forward. It is now vital that the working out of the agreement on policing and justice is swiftly implemented. As we all know, it takes a certain degree of political courage to find agreement with opponents, but a whole lot more to carry through with its implementation. The dramatic fall from the top table demonstrated by David Trimble shows the political price which people pay for failing to show the courage to implement what was agreed. Throughout this period in the 26 counties, we took the lead in the No campaign against the Lisbon Treaty. Once again, the establishment parties took the people for granted and arrogantly refused to engage in debate or discussion and dismissed the genuine concerns of the Irish people, and they paid their price at the polls. Now, as they cobble together plans for their rerun, the new tactic seems to be to try and frighten the Irish people to back them, with some even peddling the lie that the current economic mess is down to our relationship with Europe, not their relationship with corrupt bankers and dodgy property developers. So we need to ready ourselves in the coming months for another battle on this issue. Experience tells us that the lies might be bigger, the attacks stronger, and the propaganda more outlandish as the new referendum approaches. But we have seen all of that before, and I have no doubt we will be prepared, active and ready as the battle for direction of Ireland's future in Europe is played out. We will also face electoral contests across the country with the EU elections and significant local elections in the 26 counties. I know work is well advanced in these campaigns, and we all know the importance of the coming months. 2008 also saw a significant period of internal change and restructuring of the party. And I would like to thank all of you for participating in the widespread discussions which have taken place and the work undertaken in making our party the vehicle which will deliver Irish reunification in the years ahead. Because that is what we are here to do. Whatever other important issues we discuss here over the next 2 days, all of it must be placed within the strategic framework within which we all work. While some of the work we all do may seem mundane, it is the sum total of all of the parts which will ultimately deliver our primary political objective. This is the time to take the final steps to freedom and reunification. The Party Task Force on Irish Unity will bring a coordination and focus to this work in the coming 12 months. We need to make Sinn Féin a national movement for change, which mobilises, which agitates and which delivers. On one level, it means Sinn Féin elected representatives on every forum in this country, north and south. It means internationalising our struggle, but equally importantly, it means a Sinn Féin presence in every parish in this country. Republicans active in our communities, in our workplaces, in our social circles, all driving forward the United Ireland agenda. Much progress has been made, but much more needs to be done. As many of you are aware, this is my last Ardèche as Party Vice President, and I would like to thank all of you for your support over that time. When I took over the role from the late John Joe McGirl in 1988, Ireland was a very different place. Our peace strategy has been the catalyst for that change. Ireland has been transformed, but much more needs to be done. The phase of struggle we are now in is crucial. This is the time to take the final steps to freedom and unity in Ireland. For 12 of the past 20 years that I have been Vice President, I have been working in West Tyrone, and I would like in particular to thank my colleagues in the party there for their support. And I look forward to continuing to serve the people of West Tyrone in the coming years as MP and MLA. I am also looking forward to my new role in the United Ireland Task Force as we seek to complete the journey to a united Ireland. I wish my successor, Mary Lou, well in her new position as Vice President. I look forward to continuing to work closely with her in building the party in the years to come. And finally, I would like to thank my wife Mary and all of my family for their support over this past 2 decades. Thank you.
Pat Doherty. Now, just a quick reminder that in the Cluason, the earphones are available at the back of the hall to my left for anybody who's